Sorry from 17 once again, introducing you to my Halo 4 Legendary Difficulty video walkthrough. This is Mission 7, and this is the Composer. And the beginning of this mission is extremely beautiful. The colour palette on this game really does, you know, they do so many good things with design, and the aesthetic itself could just look like boring space stuff, because it looks very, you know, Star Warsy with the panels and the whites and the curves, but they definitely do give it some colourful lilts and make it really flourish with detail, and I like that, I appreciate it, and especially when it looks this damn nice. But this level, you'll notice I've got a weapon just then that we might not have seen before. I don't know if this has been in previous Halo games, but I can't remember it. And it's not the most functional weapon, but I have a lot of fun using it. And just think of it like the napalm shells from Turok Rage Wars, if you're as old as me and you remember that game, where when you fire out one of the shells, they land on anything and then you can detonate them, and the detonation itself can be used to kill more than one enemy. It's really useful, and you don't have to stockpile it. I generally don't, but you can do if you want to save it for a heavy enemy. But Halo is one of those games where I would never recommend you saving anything for a rainy day, because it's pretty much all a rainy day if you don't have good guns. So you want to avoid the rain, so to speak, to keep carrying this metaphor. But make sure you've got capacity to do the noob combo just in case you get stuck in a situation like I did just then. Be careful of snipers, there's a lot of snipers on this section. For the most though, this is a pretty fun and a pretty simple level. There's a little sequence coming up just after this room here where you have to fight off a massive sequence of Covenant waves, but the thing that I didn't realise is the game kind of tells you that you've got to race. It's like, you've got to quickly do this, Chief, you must do this, Chief. Don't listen to her at all, she's full of dog shit. You don't have to race at all, and if you do rush it, you're probably going to die, so just take your time and you'll probably not have any problem. But there's a quick noob combo on the Elite. Couple grunts down there get the plasma treatment, but I don't think it does much. Be careful, as soon as you kill the Elite that's with the grunts will sometimes suicide like these guys did then. It does make sense because there's like a morale scheme, which is cool, but at the same time, if they sneak up on you, they're a bastard for it, so just be very careful. And it's just, you know, business as usual in the office against such standard enemies. There's the storm rifle that keeps cropping up, and it makes me think it's a carbine, but it's not. It's definitely not a carbine, because a carbine's a good gun. And there's another one of the sticky pistols. Sticky Defender, I think it's called. Oh no, Sticky Detonator, sorry. Defender sounds pretty cool, but it's just not correct. And my logic here is, a lot of these dropships are going to be dropping off a bunch of guys, and I'm going to try and hit them on the spawn with grenades and with my Sticky Detonator. And in previous Halo games, those grenades would have probably wiped the slate, but in this one, definitely not. But there's a sniper to my left, just there, do you see him? He can be a nuisance if you don't know he's there, so be very careful with him in particular. And my advantage for this section is to stay in as defensive position as possible, clean up the stragglers, use the power weapons on the elites, plasma pistol and noob combo them if you can't get them in any other way. And just take your time, don't rush, you'll eventually get a checkpoint, that means you're about halfway through, and you'll know when it's time to move up, guys, because there'll not be any Covenant left standing. And a really good technique, or a really good tactic I found when you're running out of ammo and there's still a lot of guys to kill, is if you go back on this balcony towards the direction you came from, you can jump onto the platform where those snipers we killed earlier were. So you'll notice I get the checkpoint, I then swap to the DMR, and now I have the pistol and the DMR, so I'm just going to do some headshot farming on these elites to try and thin the numbers if I can. It's a bit of a distance away, but I'm not too, you know, my accuracy is decent at best. There's a sword guy. You want to be careful with, because 9 times out of 10 he's probably going to rush you, and if you don't have anything explosive to stop him, you better hope you've put enough damage on him or you're going to get insta-killed. But let's see what he does. So he's just over there, throw a quick grenade at him, a couple of shots from the Magnum, or the pistol. Don't know if I meant to swap weapons then, but shoot him with the storm rifle a little bit, and I think he just died because he dropped his sword, which is always a good sign. But I hate this dolphin-looking weapon, so I'm going to get rid of it. And if you come over here and do the jump, you'll land on this platform, and look at that, 2 perfectly usable sniper rifles. Beam rifles, as they're called. You can jump back across, but I fuck it up then, because I'm useless. And the cool thing about this is it's usually like a 2-bullet kill to the face of an elite if you hit him right. Sometimes it can be 3, sometimes it can be finicky, but you've got 2 rifles to spare, so just use them to kill the threats, take out the important guys. There's 2 shots for his armor, 1 shot for his face. Another sniper sitting on the dock, 1 shot armor, 2 shot armor, so, you know, maybe it varies, but he should be weak now, so we can finish him with the DMR. There you go. Always keep an eye on your radar. Your radar is your best friend. It'll tell you when things are flanking you. It shows you arrows depending on if they're above or below you. You really do have every tool at your disposal to come out victorious against these hordes, and that's one of the coolest things about Halo. You generally always have a decent sense of where the enemy is. It's never one of those situations, unless you're playing the older games, where the snipers just fucked you from a decade away. But for all intents and purposes, you know where the enemies are on Halo, and I like that a lot. If I knew that on Call of Duty, there wouldn't be that moment where you run outside and you get fucked by the one guy hiding behind a box with an AK. Because that's not good game design, that's just cheap. And this guy's got a Magnum, so I'm going to shoot him in the face for it. I wanted to jab him, but apparently he's got a really good chin on him, so instead I shoot him in the face. If you really want to get as much ammo as possible, kill his friend, he has a Magnum as well. Keep calling this a Magnum even though it's a pistol. Old habits die hard, I guess. And then now that it's all done, you can touch the Harbour Master controls, and that section is down. And I do believe that that's probably the toughest area in this level. There's a couple of sequences coming. Oh, watch this door, by the way. A bunch of guys on this door. But a sequence coming up later on where there's going to be a bunch of doors opening. They're like shuttles opening. And there's a ton of enemies that come out of there, and every so often you can get flanked, and that bit can be quite challenging, but for the most, it's all pretty simple. But moving forward, you'll notice that there's 2 factions fighting here. There's the soldiers taking on the Covenant, a couple of grunts, nothing too special. I think there's an elite back there. I do know that if you go up onto this balcony, there's a little cache of goodies. This is me trying to charge the noob combo. He sits on the turret. Do I get the new combo? Yes, I do. Awesome. But yeah, from now on it's pretty much smooth sailing. It's pretty much Halo. And at this point, if you're still playing or you're still watching and you don't like Halo, it definitely begs the question, why are you here? Because even though I'm not the biggest fan of the series, I can still enjoy a good game. And these are well put together games. But people that don't like the game, why play it? That's always a thing for me. There's generally only one series of games that even if I find the game completely egregious, offensive and disgusting, I will still play. And that's Final Fantasy. And I don't know why I do it. I'm a glutton for punishment, but I still play them even though they stab me in the heart every year they come out. And that's the only game I can do it with. Every other game I can't. Like Ninja Gaiden 3. I played maybe 2 hours, 3 hours of that game on the day of release, and maybe I might have played 2 to 3 more hours past that, and I've not touched it. I literally have not touched that game since the first week of release, and it's been out months now. I'll never finish it because I can't play it. I find it that bad. That game to me is like worse than war. It's just diabolical. And I'm playing a game called Lollipop Chainsaw at the moment, which I was really excited for because it's a Suda game, and Suda make dumb games, but they're always kind of fun. And this one isn't. This one is really bad. It's just Dynasty Warriors, but it's not even satisfying. And the worst part is there's interesting bosses and interesting minigames that would be quite fun if it wasn't for the fact a lot of them rely on this completely abysmal combat. Like, the combat is fucking dire. It's so bad. And a buddy of mine said it were a really fun game, and, you know, I just kind of feel like he's my own personal Judas at this moment in time, because I don't like it. And I'm hoping it gets to the point where when I play it, I just numb my brain and I forget about it and just get through it, get the achievements, that kind of deal. But I'm really bad at doing that at the moment. I can't seem to do it like I used to back when I was a full-on achievement whore. Back when I got 100,000 gamer score in the space of about 6 months during a... not even 6 months, it might have been like 4 months when I was just full-on just trying like a pro, when I wanted to be the #1 in my country, which is a long time ago now, folks. But I can't do that anymore. and I refuse to, so this is the end of this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and you take care now.